look, if you're gonna steal, rip off, whatever, accidentally, I didn't know, you accidentally just kind of write or coincidentally write the same thing or something else, whatever you want to claim. If you're gonna do it well. And Percy Jackson does it well enough to where it is very entertaining, man. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I think that it works in the very beginning. I think that it works because of who they have to play. Harry Potter. I'm sorry, that really was, man. Man, that was and that was not me trying to be funny. Man, I really, he'd be like, come on, man, you know me. That's a low blow. Join me for a night of sit-down comedy over at the Broadway Comedy Club, March 15th. That's in New York, of course. We're going to be back in the Red Room. We're doing something a little different tonight. Tonight will be, I guess you could say, a history in the making show. This will be a first for us right here. And to set this up, we have a toasty out there of the name of Connor Dorian. And Connor, how can I put this? Connor has been getting on my goddamn nerves for the last 4 weeks. Probably 5, saying, what about Percy Jackson? It's like, what about Percy? You gonna review Percy? Like, man, ain't nobody thinking about no Percy except Connor. Connor's been thinking about Percy.
Day and night.
Day and night, man. And he's quick to let us know. So Connor, he's been banging for us to talk about this Percy Jackson series on Disney+. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Apparently he's been loving it and he's been wanting to spread all that Percy Jackson goodness. He wants us to spread the word about it. So we just kind of played around. Said, now listen, we got a lot of stuff to do. Hanging out with Percy is going to take a little bit of time, man. And, if you want us to do it, that's work. We'll dedicate the, that's him. That's him picking on me. That's Connor. Hey, bitch. We ain't gonna talk about Percy Jackson. Bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass. Do you know who I am? I'm the son of what is his name? Poseidon. I'll stick a trident up your ass. Keep messing with me. But nah, he said, we kind of joking around. We said, it's going to be work, man. So listen, if you want this done, we'll dedicate a whole video to you. I don't know, but you have to pay the price. About $200. Connor Dorian said, okay.
Sold.
And I'd be damned. He said, what's your Venmo? And I gave him the Venmo. And he said, well, I don't have Venmo. But he got it. He got it somehow and sent over the $200 that night. And so I said, you know what? If Connor wants to hear about old Percy right here that much, and he's willing to pay for it, then by all means, we will give him Percy in the form of a review from us. So yeah, Connor Dorian dropped $200 to have this review right here. This is a first for us. We've actually talked about doing this before for people who want personalized reviews and just want to actually pay for it, for all the work that goes into preparing it. And being that this is the first time, well, was it worth the $200?
You got a special.
Yeah. No, because it was some time. It's not like watching a movie.
No,
this is a show.
Exactly.
And keep in mind, we're catching up with the show after several episodes have already come out. Mm-hmm. But was it worth that money, or was it 4 hours of misery, just holding myself out?
Oh, come down.
No, I don't know. We'll talk about it. Last time I hung out with Percy, it wasn't all that great. But this time, that was a movie. This time, he's got a whole 6, 7, 8 episodes to tell his story. And for those who know Percy Jackson, Percy Jackson, he got his fans all the way back with those series of books that are written by Riordan?
Riordan, yeah. He's from San Antonio.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. Homeboy.
Yep.
Had a couple of movies that came out in mid-2000s. At least mid 2000s, like 2010 or something like that. I think they came out, the first one, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, came out in 2010. Mm-hmm. And then the other one came out, the sequel came out 2013.
Okay.
So, Percy's already been out there. And like I said, it had his critics. They said, yeah, Percy, you could do better. So now that Disney got 20th Century Fox, and 20th Century Fox actually owned Percy Jackson at one time. I don't know if this is something that came full circle, but Disney was able to make this into a series. Is a television series a better place for the story of Percy Jackson. That's what I'm here to tell you. Apparently it is for Connor. How do I feel about it? Nobody else saw it, right?
Saw the first two.
First two, okay. Well, let's go ahead and
I've read a bunch of the books.
I remember you reading the books. You remember you read the books when the first movies came out. So you got a Percy expert over here.
Well, I ain't gonna go that far.
Well, let's go ahead and watch this trailer of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus right now and Hulu. And we will be back with our dedicated review to you, Connor Dorian.
Perseus. That's me.
The stories I have told you about Greek gods and monsters, they are real.
He looked at his mom like, bitch, stop lying. Who the hell you think I am?
I'm not 4 anymore.
Yeah. My baby's stupid. He'll believe anything.
Maybe I won't even need a sword.
If Connor's willing to pay for a review of Percy Jackson, then that's what he's going to get. I watched all the episodes that are available. I was prepared to watch more, but there's 6 episodes that are out right now. I know at the time that this was coming out, 4 were released to critics.
Okay.
So I watched the 6 episodes that were available. And let me start out by saying this. Connor, I don't want you to take this the wrong way right now, you know, and hear me out. But when it started out, I could not help but think that this feels like a straight up Harry Potter rip off. Not inspired by, not inspired by, but I'm gonna take your shit in front of you.
Wait, are you saying that because he's an outcast child who discovers that he's actually the inheritor of of some mythical powers and mythical people, and his mother sacrifices herself for him?
Oh, that's just the beginning. I mean, if they had kind of stopped there, we might have let you go. Okay, you were doing homage or influenced by, but no, you just straight jacked this shit right here, man. And you know, I say this because, first of all, what they did was seriously, folks. Now, in the beginning, the first couple of episodes, you just trade out wizards for demigods.
Yeah.
And you got you know, just trade them pointer hats out for
Minotaurs
and and a bunch of Greek mythology stuff and togas. Yeah. I mean, keep the wine. No, we gonna hold on to this. But yeah, man. So you swap wizards with demigods and gods, and also you have a world where magic exists out in the open, but you know all these normal human folk, they don't see it.
The Muggles,
yeah, exactly.
The humans don't see it.
Y'all too, you know, we're too stupid to see that. Yeah. You know, as you said, Percy is the next Jesus. He's the next. He's the chosen one, and because he is the chosen one, and people fear him. Now they've sent out magical forces to kill him. Does it sound familiar, y'all?
It's like Harry Potter AF.
Now, I don't know how this was in the book, but they straight Harry Potter in this shit right here, man.
That's all
in the book.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Now, so, you know, and this was what really got me. Again, I was willing to let a lot of this slide, but then they, you know, instead of a wizard school, they go to a camp for demigods.
Yeah.
And I was ready to leave it right there, but you know,
They keep going.
but they keep going. Like, so when you get to Hogwarts, when everybody plays this game, you got to choose a school.
Yeah.
You know, here
the hat chooses it for you.
The hat chooses it for you. Yeah, when you get here, they raise you to steal is what they did. But when they get to the camp, instead of choosing a school, they say, hey, choose a cabin. That cabin's gonna be your group when you get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know you're not doing this, man. Straight up in front. You doing this in front of me like this right now? Y'all got no shame, man. It keeps going, man.
It's easy to see why a studio was quick to want to jump on this.
Oh yeah, this is the time when the studios, they were looking for Harry Potter.
The next Harry Potter.
The next Harry Potter flavored things, which means they're just looking for another Harry Potter where they won't get sued for like pretty much taking all the Harry Potter goodness in there. And then on top of that, you know, I mean, there's probably more, but you know, to cap it all off, you got an adventure with 2 boys and a girl.
Oh yeah, the smart girl and the funny friend.
Yeah, and the funny friend, and again the chosen one. Yeah, come on, y'all. When they get to the school, they got bullies over there. You that special one, huh? You ain't so goddamn special. Yeah, they got this chick messing with him. She's pretty much Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. But listen. Connor, don't get mad now. Connor's like, damn, I wasted my $200 on this. Just
Connor, you had to see that. When I read the books, I saw it. It's just, they were still entertaining despite all that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Now, Connor, hear me out. I said all that because even more than the movies, it was like, wow, this is, since they had more time to tell the story, the parallels between this and Harry Potter are so obvious, man. Hey, but you know what? As of now, just look at this. It's a formula, all right? Because I'm gonna tell you, the whole thing with the kid is the chosen one. That was something before, a trope before Harry Potter.
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, Harry Potter itself rips off a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it is a pastiche of all these things. It put it together. It blended it all together. Yeah, which is something a lot of things can't do.
Yeah, think about Harry Potter being the Star Wars for its time, because Star Wars was something everybody was like, oh my God, it's amazing. And Star Wars took from everything.
Yeah.
So Harry Potter did the same thing.
Harry Potter was so close to Neil Gaiman's Book of Magic that people were like, man, you ought to sue. Seriously.
Really?
He publicly said, I get it, but I'm not going to sue.
Yeah, that's cool in him.
Harry started making billions.
Should took that Mr. Court. But that's a formula and elements of other formulas that, it works so well enough that even a knockoff brand Harry Potter is still fun. Look, if you're gonna steal, rip off, whatever, accidentally, I didn't know, you accidentally just kind of write or coincidentally write the same thing or something else, whatever you want to claim. If you're gonna do it well. And Percy Jackson does it well enough to where it is very entertaining, man. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I think that it works in the very beginning. I think that it works because of who they have to play Harry Potter. I mean, I'm sorry, that really was, man. Man, that was and that was not me trying to be funny. Man, I really, he'd be like, come on, man, you know me. Man, that's a low blow. What you talking about, Willis? Percy Jackson, that really was an accident, and it was not meant as an insult.
Oh, that's the YouTube intro.
It is. Who they got to play Percy Jackson? I really mean this. I wasn't trying to be funny. Walker Scobell, man, he plays Percy Jackson here. I think that kid plays his character so well, man. And they kind of nailed why they liked this kid and cast him as Percy Jackson in this featurette right here. Because one of the things I noticed, I said, I don't know what it is, man. I just like the way this kid talks.
That's funny because I can't stand his voice.
I can't stand that voice.
Come on, Marty. He's young.
Man, y'all leave me alone.
I can't help it, but
I like his voice for some reason. I really do. And that's one of the things that got him cast.
Walker Scobell has the absolute perfect voice for Percy Jackson.
Grover, why does there have a goat in your pants?
Now I can't hear them.
Why do you have to do this to me, man? I didn't ask for any of this. I'm not crazy.
There was a certain combination of attributes, I think, that were almost impossible to know what you were looking for until you found it.
So cool, right? I'm pretty lady. I'm in the magic,
so cool,
in the wizards, in the pool people.
I don't know who my father is.
In the camp with the gods.
I'm Hermie, the dentist.
Not getting nothing else. But I like him, man. I like this kid.
Poor kid.
I know.
He was like 10, bro.
I know. He can't catch a break. Man, he's Percy Jackson. He ain't caring about us. He get a fat paycheck.
He's getting a fat check.
He don't care nothing about our black ass and been talking about him.
Yeah, I might sound like this, but I'm making money, bitch.
I'll tell you why I like him, man, because I do feel bad for this character. They made me feel sympathy for Percy Jackson in the beginning because
He's got a black name.
Yeah, man, Percy. Man, Percy Jackson ain't just black. That's a pimp name.
Exactly. You never known a white dude named Percy Jackson.
Yeah. He should be wearing a fur coat and a purple hat.
Yo, Percy Jackson here. Where my bitches at? You keep talking that shit, you hear? Let me
grab a
put your ass in the corner, too.
He got a shit have a gold tooth and shit. But in the beginning of this, I really do feel bad for him because he plays being confused well, man. He's and he can't talk to anybody. Well, I feel bad because in this is his bully's a girl.
Yeah.
and it's funny because this bully's a chick, but he's just kind of like, well, shit, I can't beat up a chick. You know, it's like, God damn, I just have to sit up and just take it. You know, she's just a pain in my ass. But he starts seeing all these things. You know, and he feels like he's hallucinating, but then he tries to tell people about it, and he knows that if he starts talking too much, people won't call him crazy. But then the people that should be on his side, they start gaslighting him. I'm like, yeah, Percy, I don't know what you're talking about. Man, you know, man, you saw that shit in my own person. I didn't see nothing, man. Ain't gonna get me.
I need this job.
I feel bad. I was like, man, y'all were there. Y'all know what he saw. Yeah, all the people that should get his back, they don't, man. And it's almost like going through puberty, but people calling you crazy when you try to tell them, man, I'm growing hair on my dick, man. Well, oh shit, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, it's like it's really a point where he can't talk to anybody, man. I kind of feel his pain in at the beginning, and that's why he's not shitty about it. He's not bratty about it. He's like, I don't know what I'm seeing, but I just want to be normal. And I'm just looking for somebody to help me. And ain't nobody got my back. But he never has one of those moments like, I hate you all. You know, it's nothing like that. I'll kill you. He's like,
It's on season 1, man.
Start with Martin. Talk about my voice.
Oh, Percy, what did I do, man?
I want to get you, man.
I'm sorry, every time you talk, I laugh. Oh, me too.
I want to tell my dad.
That's why I like the scenes with his mom, because his mom is the only one that kind of has him in the beginning, and it makes for some nice tender scenes at the start of the show. You know, for the first couple of times. Now his mom's played by an actress, Virginia Cole. Maybe it's Kroll. I'm not sure. I think it's Virginia Cole. But anyway, I like those scenes with them. They set up a nice relationship between his mother. His mother's kind of an impetus for his whole mission. Now, in addition to trying to find out more about his father, he's also trying to save his mother, who he hears is down in Hades. And I also think it's kind of cool that they have to go to Hades. You know, for the 6 episodes I saw, that's their main mission. And Hades is under where it's a perfect place, Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Traffic, porn, and all kind of shitty people.
Yeah, they got to go through Vegas to get there.
Yeah, they should do. They should do. So I was really enjoying the setup for this. I was really enjoying those parts. I really enjoyed the characters, and I also enjoyed the supporting characters here. The Saturn called Grover, who's played by Arian Samadri, and Annabeth, played by Leah Jeffries. Man, they're pretty much the what would you call them? Harry
The
Potter.
Ron and Hermione.
The Ron and Hermione, yeah. Black Hermione up in here, man, and that's the brown Ron over there.
Brown Ron.
His name is Grover, man.
Yeah.
I said that, man, I cannot hear that name.
Yeah, I know.
But I was thinking about this shit right here.
Yeah.
And everybody think when they hear that. Hello, Percy. What you think, though, man?
Well, I've only seen the first couple episodes. And honestly, it made me think back to at least the first movie. And I was like, the big problem with the first movie was just the casting, and that the people they cast were just too old.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Brandon T. Jackson necessarily worked so well, but he did bring a lot of personality and humor.
You talking about Brandon? Oh, when he played, who also played
He
Grover?
played Grover in the movie. Yeah, like just like them all being so much older than the characters were supposed to be. That was a hindrance. That said, those first 2 episodes do a lot of the same things. They just don't have the same movement. The movies, at least that first movie, I thought it had really good movement to it. Where with this, I was like, I'm 2 episodes in, and we're just still at the camp. I got used to like moving past that point at this here. I think it's done well enough for what it is. I I think I might be skewed in as much as having read the story and then seen it in movie form, to come back to it again. For me, I guess I was hoping like, oh, this will do something different, give me a different perspective on it. And it's not. It's more the same.
I think where this really rises above the movies, and also being, a Harry Potter clone inspired by ripoff, whatever. I think it's when you get into it, I think the whole thing is that I love how they portray the gods here. Like all these gods, because the thing is, the gods in Greek mythology are known as assholes and hoes.
And psychopaths.
And psychopaths, yeah. They're whores, they're murderers, they're crazy,
Rapists.
they're rapists, they're narcissists. And they're no different here, really. I mean, they just kind of soften it down how we're told about them. But man, I think the way they talk about the gods is kind of bold for a Disney Plus series, because like this camp for demigods, it's just a summer camp for bastards.
Yeah.
It's a summer camp for bastards and illegitimate kids. All these gods that have raped people and gone off and had sex and then been deadbeat dads and ran away once the kids were born. All of them come here, man. And you think they would bring them here to kind of at least show some kindness and be like, well, you can't say I wasn't a father sometime. But no, they bring the nan and like, no, we're going to do even more. They bring them to this camp, and when they get there, because they had all these kids, so, which, by the way, you think they'd have some sort of magical, they're gods. You think they'd have some sort of magical potion of like for birth control or something?
Yeah,
they don't.
right. It's a magical morning after pill.
Yeah, or at least their pullout game would be good. They could be raining God sperm or something, but it's, they don't. But at this camp, man, they have to have breaks to kiss the gods' asses. They like as an offering. I don't know if you got to that part.
I didn't.
No, they at the camp, they all have to like they take an offering break to like kiss up to the gods, man. Some of the villains that you see in here are a product of child abuse.
Yeah.
Mental and physical abuse from the gods. They try to kill Percy, man. And they make it a game. They're like, hey, how much you want to bet I can get to Percy before you do? Or how much you want to bet I can get his little ass? No, that's my son. I don't give a damn. Put your money down. They
Hey, man, Greek gods Quidditch is for keeps. they don't.
Some try to root for their kids. Some of them are putting money down whether they're dying or not. All the aunts and uncles are trying to kill them. Like the way they talk about these gods, man, and these kids, they're happy to try to find, they all got mommy and daddy issues. They're all trying to figure out a way to like appease to, their parents, get their parents to forgive them, love them, and all Percy wants to do is kind of meet his dad and probably tell him and stop a war that the gods are trying to start. It's, in a way, it's kind of disturbing.
It is disturbing because when they get to the end of the second episode, the at least Chiron, who seems to be like the one person who's on his side, is drafting him into a war.
Yeah.
Like, we need you to go over here and do this impossible, hero's journey.
Yeah.
And like, I'm 12. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, this is everything. All the weight is put on these kids to do, things that these grown ass gods should be doing. But they don't. They are such bad entities that they don't even mind playing games with their own kids' lives. It's bad enough that they walked out on them and abandoned them, and now they just abuse them and play mind games with them. And again, it's something that's not blatant in the show, but it is very disturbing when you start really looking at the subtext here. But there's a lot of fun to be had when we do get to the gods. When we get to the gods, it's because there's a lot of guest appearances for the gods here, with a lot of people, a lot of actors and comedians that you would know. Let me see here. I'm trying to find some people right here, because I just showed you Ares right here. Ares is played by a wrestler. I forgot his name, but
is it Taylor Maine?
Yeah,
is it? I just took a stab.
That's him. You about to take a stab too? Yeah, that's him. It's wrestlers, and you got comedians who come in, some celebrities that like Lin-Manuel Miranda, and
Jason Mantzoukas as Dionysus.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the books, Dionysus is more pompous. He's a lot more like Snape.
They
But,
try
but
to.
I like the direction they did with him.
They try to do that here with him, but they make him funnier than they do anything else. Yeah, man. It's the only thing when they start bringing these people in, when you start getting these guest appearances, it's the way they introduce them. It's the same way every time, man. When they bring them in, it's always Percy going like, "Hey, wait a minute, I know you." And they're like, "Yes, I am blah, 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 blah." Or, "Hey, isn't that?" And their friends are like, "That's right, that's blah, 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 blah." And it's like, "Oh, come on, man. Just have them come in with a title card." Freeze frame, Zeus,
It's like Transformers.
Yeah, anything, man. Have them freeze and bring the title card up the way they're being introduced, because it really does feel like, they're stopping the show to introduce them. Also, the further you get into it, a lot of exposition. And I get it, man, because they have to explain everything to Percy, but there are moments where it feels like you are explaining that to us, But I will say that I think the shows are paced out pretty well, because in every episode, almost every episode, it feels like there's a moment where they know they're doing a lot of explaining, they know there's a lot of exposition, they know there's a lot of material that they got to cover. So to not bore people, they try to make sure that you have one action sequence. They give you one creature in here. In the beginning, I really loved the chase with the Minotaur. When Percy first is discovered, I thought the Minotaur looked pretty cool. Some of the special effects here for the creatures, the mythological creatures, are pretty cool. And then, like I said, try to give you a nice action scene to keep things sped up. And sometimes, now that was at night, and then sometimes when the creatures look great, and then sometimes these creatures look like CG, straight up CG. I mean, look at that right there. It don't look bad, but you can tell the way it's moving. Like they didn't have, it's not the best CG that they have there.
Right.
There's also a scene where there's an underwater humanoid type character, and that she looks like a straight up cartoon.
Is she like a mermaid or something?
Nah, because it's somebody she almost looks like a wooden type creature.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she looked like something from those old Sinbad movies.
Yeah, man. It looked like something out of a DreamWorks, a Pixar movie, put into a live action film. But yeah. Oh, and they have some humor in here that I thought worked pretty well. Like some people will see a creature walk. Well, our characters will see a creature running after them. Meanwhile, the regular humans, they see something like a chihuahua going by, so, there's funny moments like that in there. I would say that, watching this, I do remember things about the original, about the original Percy Jackson that I didn't like. Because I thought, okay, so, I like this better than the movies, because I think that the TV show, especially since it has a longer period of time to tell its story, I think that the show is able to commit more to the story instead of the movie having these decisions in there where, you got an executive at a studio saying, well, you need to put something that's a modern reference right here. So the audience don't get too lost. Oh, and then we got to promote this song that's very popular. I remember there was a moment when they went to Las Vegas in the movies, and they straight up were like trying to. It was a moment of let's put some humor in here, to bring some levity to this, and also, oh, what's this hot song that's playing right now? Oh, and let's put some modern dance moves in that the kids like. And Grover was dancing. I was like, man, this ain't adding nothing to this movie. Really.
And the whole thing of him being in high school, that illusion is completely broken right there.
Like, if you don't get your grown ass out of here and get a job somewhere.
Exactly.
Leave these kids alone.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know, man. I think when they do stuff like that, it actually ages the film too a little bit. So, this film's a little more timeless than the movies do. I enjoyed it, man. It was, Connor, I would say this. Thank you for getting me to watch it, because I did have fun with it. I think it's something that right now, the way that they presented this, they presented it in a way that does feel like a streaming show. I don't mean as an insult. It's while I like it better than the movies, it looks like something where I'd probably take points off it for more if this was in a theater. But watching this on streaming, for the 6 episodes that I watched, I wasn't bored. I was engaged with it. I still like the characters to the very end. Would like to figure out where we'll go next. You know, I know we got a couple of episodes after this. I might go back and watch those since I'm this far with it because I am interested. So yeah, it's a matinee for me.
Yeah, I just, I can't rate it
Yeah,
from
I
only
know.
seeing 2 episodes. But I can say from what I've seen, I wasn't bored, but I wasn't compelled either.
Yeah.
It just kind of like,
yeah.
if you already had an interest, then by all means, they do it justice. But if you didn't, there's nothing to go like, here, come here. And you got to get past the Harry Potterness of it.
Of course.
But maybe you're a younger viewer who's never seen Harry Potter, or people told you Harry Potter's canceled, you can't watch that. Then here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just say this. I probably wouldn't watch this if somebody had to pay me $200 for this. But hey, it's worth $200, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So there you go. Connor, thank you so much. I hope the review was satisfactory for you. I hope you had a good time watching it. And thank you so much. In all seriousness, we do appreciate the support.
Very much so.
Yeah. And like I said, it really wasn't hard to watch, man. I was thinking like, oh, what am I getting myself into? No, you gave me something that I was kind of curious about, and I had a good time. So didn't feel like my time was wasted.